Mustard Knuckle.
Hello everybody, Mustard Knuckle back again in our inaugural airplane video here. We got the B-25. This is one of my favorites. I love flying this thing in the game. We'll talk the history of the B-25. We'll go over the gameplay here in this game, and I will give you my tips, advice, whatever suggestions about how to bomb successfully or as successfully as possible in War Thunder here. It's not necessarily easy, and you definitely have to be patient, but to me, it's a lot of fun to, especially in arcade, because you can't hide. They know you're here, and it's just a matter of getting up to make it hard for them to reach you, and just kind of being smart about the path you take. And then if you can get lucky and have a couple teammates bail you out a little bit, that finishes the job pretty much. And then once you get up into the 20s, you're in pretty good shape. If you can make it to the low 20s, it makes it pretty challenging for them to get to you. So let's see. I usually drop 2 bombs. On this it carries 3. I usually drop 2 because they're 1,000 pounds apiece. So that would get rid of 2,000 pounds and make us climb a little bit better. So I'm going to ditch this last bomb. I'm trying to hit something on the way to the base. So if we can take out a pillbox, preferably, because the other guys are going to take out the guns. So I'll try to take out something that's hardened, and let's see if we can get it here. Let's see what happens. So that's on its way. I keep hitting escape, jeez, instead of F3. Anyway, so the bombs are going to reload here, and now we're going to go straight over to the base, and we'll try to hit one of those while we're still climbing. I'm going to try to get a little bit of energy. Well, I have a little bit of energy. I'm going to use that energy just to zoom up a little bit here, see if I can get to 20, and then we'll kind of level off there. It's not going to accelerate very well, but we'll be level at 20. There we go. So we're level at 20. Now we're slowly going to accelerate. Now this is good because we made it to 20, and that's kind of a key at this tier, is to get up above 20, because it takes a long time for the other guys to get up there, and by the time they do get up there, they're usually very low on energy, and then you have a shot to take them out with these forward-facing guns on the B-25J. Here comes the base. So this is easy now. So what we're going to do is, we have a partner. Somebody else is bombing too. So we're going to hit these and then immediately use A or D to roll, and then we're going to put out combat flaps and make a 180. So watch your little map up there. Roll. I won't use the flaps. I don't need them this time. And then we're just going to put that at a 180. Fly 180, fly level, accelerate away, and then that'll get us enough distance where when we're reloaded, we'll be able to turn right in and basically be right on target. We're not going to fly all the way out until the timer gets down to 0. We're going to start our turn back in at probably, we'd like to do it somewhere just under 10 seconds, but it doesn't always work out that way, especially since I'm doing this little climb here. So let's see, maybe I'll just, well, I'm right here, so maybe I'll try to hit a couple more things here. Oh, and that guy got, there we go, that guy got the base. So now I'll just try to hit a couple things along this line and then work our way to another base while we're still climbing. Now we're at almost 21,000 feet, so it's important to keep climbing throughout, to keep, because a lot of times they'll look up, they won't even bother, and if they do bother, like I said, by the time they get to you, energy is low. So anyway, so I'm going to try to hit some pillboxes and stuff here. Now the B-25, it's called the Mitchell. It's named after a general from back in the 20s, maybe the 30s, 20s or 30s. This guy was serious about air power. He was relentless with the government in the United States to order more planes, figure out how to build more planes, etc. So that's why they named this plane after him, because this is kind of the byproduct of that push. They started designing this thing in the late 30s, and it went into production. The first model went into production in the early 40s. Now then they went A, B, C, D. Then they went to, I don't know if there was an E and an F, but there was a J. I think there was an H in there somewhere. I don't know why they skip letters. It's confusing. Anyway, this is the J model, though. The J model, the J2, were built in, I think these were in Kansas City. Some were built in California, Inglewood near LA, and some were built in Kansas City. They built over 10,000 B-25s, so there were a ton of B-25s out there. There's still some flying now. They actually had one later that had a dorsal and a ventral turret, so you could get that protection underneath the airplane. But that was a late model. I don't know that one really went into very much production or what. There were models for reconnaissance where they took out, I love watching the bombs, they took out all the guns, all the defensive equipment, lightened it up, put 3 cameras in it, and used that for photography. The first hurricane hunters were B-25s back in the day. I don't know what years that was, but I think those were the first ones. They'd go out and kind of search for that weather. I'm going to kind of square this up a little bit and get this turn going, because those guys just knocked out. Oh, there's the airfield right there. I got to figure out how I want to do this. I'm right on top of it. I think I'll just go this way. I like to bomb along the runway, especially when you get in airplanes, and you can use the combat flaps too to help that turn. So we're at 22,000 feet now. That should put us pretty well out of range of any of the fighters that are spawning underneath us. What I was going to say about the bombs was if you can align yourself along the runway, especially when you get into like a B-29 that has 4,500-pound bombs, it's hard to bomb in the zone with all the bombs. Even if you use the automated drop where they all go at once, it just takes time to cover it. But if you go down the runway, then you're going to get full credit for your bombing efforts, shall we say. So anyway, back to the B-25. So let's see. Oh, I want to point this out too. Now that once we make our first run and do our first 180 off the base, this is all we're doing. See, we're not loaded yet. Now we're loaded, and we should be pretty close to right on top of the base when we make our turn around here. There it is right there. So really we're too far. So now we know when we make our next turn, we're just going to make a quick 180, go back until the bombs are almost reloaded, then we're going to start our turn right back in. So you use combat flaps, use your A and your D to roll into those turns so you can do them quick. 3 and gone, rolling. I got my pointer exactly 180 behind us, a little above the horizon so we don't sink. Now we're going to go the other way. We only got 25 seconds to go. This is the fastest way to do it. Usually, or sometimes, I see guys fly right over it, drop the bombs, fly to the other side, then make their 180 on the other side. But when you're going to the other side, it takes longer because you're covering the distance over the field. Then you got to go beyond the field to turn around and come back. Whereas with this, I'm already on my way back in. Now, this doesn't have much of a bomb load, but when you get into heavier stuff, you can end the game. I mean, you really can. So, and it's a lot of fun when it works out that way, and you're just up here, in a B-25 or B-29 pushing 30,000 feet, and nobody can get to you, at least not fast enough, and you're just dropping 20,000 pounds of bombs on their field all the time. Anyway, it's fun. So back to the B-25. Get these dropped. Same thing. Combat flaps. Make the 180. And we're on our way back the other way. So they didn't all have all these forward-facing guns. The J2, there's a J1 in the game, and this is the J20, which I assume is the J2. They could actually turn around that top turret. They could turn that around to face forward, plus the other guns. You could end up, I think they said you could have like 12 guns facing forward on this, including the 2 in the nose with the gunner bombardier guy. So you could end up with a lot of 50 caliber guns pointing forward. This thing in real action was typically, or frequently at least, used as a low-level kind of attacker, like a high-speed bomber. So they'd fly low and fast. They do, 300 miles an hour down low, and they could do that because, or they would do that because it would give enemy gunners a very short amount of time to really target them. There's somebody pretty close down there. See, now you notice we want to keep watching underneath. I think I'm going to have to go after this guy. Let's see what... Oh, okay, here we go. So now it's time to fight. Which, this is where it gets fun. Use your A and your D for roll. Oh, this guy, he looks slow. Oh, he's slow. See, this is what I'm talking about. He has no energy. Boom, done. Okay, now we gotta watch our energy. We're at 170 knots. I'm gonna build speed and hope to pop back up. That guy's behind me. I'm gonna try to just come straight over the top. Hopefully he'll be slow. Oh, wait a minute. They got him. Oh, I didn't even see. My gunners got him. Total score. That's fantastic. I will take that all day. Oh, man, that's awesome. Great. Well, there you go. I kill one. They kill the other one. Everybody's happy. And now we're going to drop our bombs again. We're right back in position. So we went right over the top there, and that put us back on the target. So, you know, this isn't how this airplane was operated in real life. So they would fly low and fast. That wouldn't give the gunners on the ground very much time to shoot at them. It would make them a hard target for an airplane chasing them. Jeez, is this another guy? They're zooming up here for me now. He's slow. See, you can close this gap really quickly when they get slow like this, and it takes them enough time to recover. There we go. Done. He was too slow to have any authority to control his airplane to really get his guns on us. Okay, now there's this guy. I don't think I'm... Oh, jeez. I don't think I'm going to be able to get to him. Let's see. Oh, he's slow, too? Look at these guys. That's what I'm talking about. Look at that. Okay, so this is what you can do with it. Oh, now I'm really in trouble. Come on, gunners. Try to dive out of here. If I can get speed before they do, I might be able to... No, they both got energy. We're in trouble. We're definitely in trouble. Okay, so... Not a lot we can do. Oh, that would have been close. If I could have gotten that. Yeah, we're in big trouble now. As I was saying, though, it was... Unless I get lucky. And I'm not gonna... Nope. That guy's got me. Keep fighting. You never know. These gunners might be able to take care of him. Oh, there's 3 guys up here now. Maybe I can get these bombs out. I'll try to get this last set of bombs out here. Oops, well, that'll do it. I'll still throw the bombs out. There's nothing around here for my team, so it doesn't hurt anything. Okay, well, not bad. We'll get back in another B-25 here. The game's getting closer to being over. Now, one of the things when you're in a bomber that you should remember is what can you do that the other planes can't do or possibly can't do. And one of those things is, in a game like this, pillboxes or tanks, things like that. A fighter generally can't take out a tank unless it has bombs or rockets. You don't know. Most likely, anybody that has bombs or rockets, there's a pillbox right there. Boom. We got to get those because the fighters can't. So that's how a lot of times you end up losing the game, is you get to the end, nobody has any bombs, and all that's left are pillboxes or tanks. You could dominate the other team, but you can't finish the job and get the win. So we gotta, if you're using bombers, you gotta use them the way that they're intended to be used. Take out the heavy targets, let the fighters take out the guns and the artillery and the howitzers and all that kind of stuff. And if you do it that way, it'll give your team a better chance to win. I was going to say something else also about covering bombers. If you decide that you want to go cover a bomber, flying right next to the bomber is not the way that you cover the bomber. You gotta be 1,000, 2,000 feet above him, and then you gotta watch the fighters trying to sneak up underneath him. So if a fighter says it's a mile away from you and you're right above this bomber, I'm gonna climb back up to get a zoom going here. If it says it's a mile away from you, then that's like 5,000 feet, right? If you're 2,000 feet above the bomber you're covering, that means that guy's only a half mile from the bomber, which means you're late. So you got to watch him, and you got to be early coming down, diving down to get the guys that are slowly trying to climb to the bombers, and then zoom climbing, using your energy to get back up. And then level off again, start looking for targets. But do not fly. It looks cool, but don't fly right next to the bomber. You have no energy if you're doing the same speed as him. And the fighters are just going to climb to you. They're still going to have energy. You're banking on them to make a mistake when they're climbing up to go. Well, you saw that earlier in this video. Those guys, they all got slow and were just prop hanging, trying to get up. And then guess what happens? If B-25 of all things comes and shoots them down. How embarrassing. I mean, that just did not go well for them at all. So those are my two thoughts on this. We'll cover more of that later. Maybe I'll do a video of like how to actually cover a bomber, because it's fun. It's fun. There's stuff in this game that is a lot of fun that doesn't get the respect that it deserves, I think. Like bombing like this, using your brain, trying to figure out how we can get these bombs in here, especially in arcade again, where they can see everything you're doing. We're going to finish this job is what we're going to do. Same thing with the escorting the bombers. If a couple guys decide to climb up, you're getting kill, and then he is able to bomb, especially if it's like a B-29 or something like that. They can do incredible damage. B-17, B-24, whatever. I mean, I'm right here, so I'm just going to lay him in on this now. If you can cover those guys, it can make the game very, very fun. Alright, I gotta start shooting early on this guy. A little bit above. A little bit above. A little bit of, there we go. Jeez Louise. Whoa! I don't think this is gonna work out very well. Oh boy. Alright. Well, we're missing some parts here. Okay, the elevator controls aren't working, so I'm putting the flaps out. The flaps will get us a little bit of a nose-up pitch. So we're going to try to use the flaps for our pitch control. We don't want to bank too far because the nose is going to drop way down. And we'll just try to, maybe we can make it back to the base. I don't know. If nobody else shoots us down. Oh, that guy's not far away. I think we're done. I think this is going to go poorly. But that's what you would do. So use your resources, you know, in the game. This airplane's pretty beat up. Things aren't good. But we still got a shot here. Oh, all right, that'll work. So we win. Just, you know, it's a matter of patience. It's a matter of trying to make the right moves. It's a matter of, you know, making the other guys make mistakes, especially when you get up high in altitude and have them try to climb to you. I mean, it's a disaster for them every time. Cool, we got 6 kills, 21 ground targets. Over 6 on bombing TNT, base destruction, 96% activity. We won. That's a good game. That was a good game, and that was a lot of fun. We'll get more into the B-25 history some other time. There was a lot going on in that I want to talk about. So we'll do another video later with the B-25, and we'll go deeper into the history of it, the engines, the power plants, the defensive guns, and all the different models and everything else. So till that one, thanks for watching this. Hopefully you hung in there all the way through, got those bombing tips and everything else, but I'll do another B-25 one later on. Good luck, have fun, see you in the next one.